Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Brandon, and welcome to episode 1 of the Madden 23 Giants online franchise. And come on, you didn't think I'd leave you long without a series to watch, did you? And as you could have probably guessed, this is yet another league that's going to be run by Deke, and I'm in it as the Giants.
All hail the New York Giants!
Now obviously, in real life, I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, but so is Deke, and he went ahead and grabbed the Steelers. So as a massive Penn State fan as well, I got the next best thing, which is Saquon Barkley. And I'm super excited because so far we have 17 users in the Dynasty, 3 of which in the NFC East, and then a full AFC North, obviously with Deke in there as well, who we beat in the NCAA Dynasty. But now we have a new challenge to win a Super Bowl with Saquon and the Giants. Alright, also wanted to show you guys what our lineup's going to be looking like for this first game. And the biggest thing is that we let Daniel Jones walk in free agency and picked up Jacoby Brissett. Also got Saquon at running back, picked up McCole Hardman at wide receiver, got a good young O-line with Sam Mustipher at center, as well as Evan Neal at right tackle, who I'm excited about, Mike Gesicki from free agency, Bretton Strange in the draft from Penn State, and then we also picked up Derek Watt, as well as DJ Chark Jr. in free agency to round out our offense. Taking a look at our defense now, we've got a strong D-line led by Dexter Lawrence II. We also got a good pair of defensive backs, including Eli Apple, who we picked up in free agency. And we've got a good group of linebackers, 3 of which, including Robert Spillane, coming as free agents. Our defense is really going to need to win in the trenches, and I'm excited to see how they do. So with all that out of the way now, let's get this Week 1 matchup against the Las Vegas Raiders started. We're starting off at home in MetLife Stadium, and this opening kickoff from Graham Gano means that this connected franchise has officially begun. The Raiders open things up with this handoff to Josh Jacobs, and then on 2nd and 6, Geno Smith found Hunter Renfrow for a nice first down. 2 plays later, Geno Smith looked over the middle to pass, but it was picked off by David Long Jr., and just like that, we're in business. We started it off with a nice 5-yard run to Saquon Barkley, but on 2nd and 5, Jacoby Brissett got sacked, and then on 3rd down, he wasn't able to get the ball away, and we had to punt. Back on offense, the Raiders went back to the passing game with Geno Smith finding Devontae Adams on the sideline, and then Darren Waller for another first down. We were able to force them into a 3rd and 7, but Josh Jacobs got some huge blocks on the screen and was able to keep the drive moving. Then on 2nd and 9, the handoff went to Josh Jacobs, who ran right up the middle, broke all kinds of tackles, and was able to just walk into the end zone. And just like that, we started off down 7-0. Fortunately on offense, we were able to convert some big 3rd downs, starting with this one from Saquon Barkley, and then again over the middle as this pass was caught by McCole Hardman for a first, and then again on 3rd and 4, Jacoby Brissett tried to force it down the left sideline, but it was picked off by Logan Ryan, who went across the 50 and got the Raiders to start in good field position. When they came back out, Geno Smith was really starting to connect with his wide receivers, getting big yards and quickly making it 1st and goal, where I thought I might pick this ball off, but instead it was caught by Josh Reynolds for another Raiders touchdown. Obviously, to start the second half, I knew that we needed to score, and Jacoby Brissett started it off passing, and fortunately, Saquon Barkley was continuing to pick up hard-fought yards for us on the ground game. Then on 3rd and 13, he got it through the air, but wasn't able to pick up a first, and we settled for our 3. Back on defense now, we were quickly able to force a 3rd down, and then actually made the stop, making the Raiders punt,
And once they did that, it didn't take us long to capitalize, as Mike Gesicki caught a huge pass over the middle, and then Saquon continued to be a monster on the ground, picking up huge yards for us on multiple rushes. We were even able to activate his X Factor as he got us to 1st and goal, and then back to the air on 3rd and goal. Jacoby Brissett took the snap, found McCole Hardman over the middle, who made the catch for the touchdown, and we are back in this game. Then on 2nd and 11, Josh Jacobs was stopped to bring up 3rd and 8, where we called our second timeout, knowing that the game was now on the line. For 3rd and 8, Geno Smith came out to throw. He looked over the middle, and he was able to find Drew Sample for a 1st down. And then after that, they were able to just kneel the clock out and win the game by a final score of 14-11. Obviously, we just didn't play well enough to win. Not our best team effort overall, and the only real bright spot was Saquon Barkley. So obviously, that put us at 0-1 for a game against the Washington Commanders, and we were ready to do whatever it took to get back in that win column. I decided we'd go with the Color Rush jerseys, and the Commanders actually did the same thing. We started off in the air with Mike Gesicki getting open over the middle, and then Saquon Barkley being able to make plays both through the air as well as on the ground. Then on 2nd and goal, Jacoby Brissett found DeAndre Carter, who fought to the goal line, and we drew first blood. The Commanders started out on offense with a couple of short passes, but then they started getting their run game involved, and after David Montgomery broke a couple of tackles on this one, he got them near the 30-yard line. Fortunately though, on this 3rd and 10, Teddy Bridgewater got pressured, couldn't get the ball out, and the Commanders were forced to take their 3. When we came back out on offense, we went right back to handing the ball off to Saquon, as well as converting on some big 3rd downs, both through the air and on the ground. Then on 2nd and 10, Jacoby Brissett ended up getting an intentional grounding call, but Mike Gesicki made up for it and got us back into field goal range, so we'd go into halftime up 7. When the Commanders came back out to start the second half, they tried to pass, but Teddy Bridgewater was missing his open targets, and they had to punt to us. Things were looking good, especially after Jacoby Brissett found Darius Slayton for a big 1st down over the middle, and Saquon was still running it well. But on 3rd and 5, Brissett couldn't find anybody and ended up throwing it away. But even after a missed roughing the punter, Jamie Gillen had a great punt, and the Commanders would start at their own 7. They started off with Antonio Gibson finding some good rushing lanes on the ground, and after that, Teddy Bridgewater started to really connect with his wide receivers, including this jump ball down the middle to Jahan Dotson. After that, they threw it outside to Antonio Gibson, who made it 1st and goal for the Commanders, and then 2 plays later, they were able to tie the ball game up. Obviously, I knew we had to put our foot back on the gas pedal, and Saquon Barkley started that way, but after dropping a pass on 2nd and 12, and then having an incompletion on 3rd and 12, Jacoby Brissett threw it down the seam, but it was picked off, and the Commanders had the ball across the 50 to start their new drive. David Montgomery got the handoff on the first play and had fantastic awareness to go out of bounds and take a few extra seconds off the clock before Brian Robinson Jr. punched it in on the very next play. And with just a minute 52 left and 3 timeouts, Jacoby Brissett led his offense back out onto the field. Obviously, the crowd noise was deafening, but he was able to find Saquon on the first play to pick up a couple of yards. And then again, on 1st and 10, he was able to get out of bounds and stop the clock. And so was McCole Hardman across the 50 now. Then on 2nd and 10, Brissett was able to find Hardman again, but he was just short, making it 3rd and 2, and we ended up going no huddle with still deafening crowd noise. Brissett took the snap, rolled right, and was able to dump it off short to McCole Hardman, who had another big first. Then on 2nd and 6, he was able to find Mike Gesicki over the middle, who got us to the 20, and we continued to go no huddle, though we should have used a timeout here. Brissett took the snap and ended up throwing it away anyway. Then on 2nd and 11, Brissett threw that one down the seam to DeAndre Carter, who was stopped just short at the 1, and we used our second timeout. We then tried a quick sneak with Jacoby Brissett, but he was just short, and with only 4 seconds left, this was going to be the last play of the game. We took it out of the goal line, double-teamed that right defensive tackle, of course, handed it off to Saquon Barkley, and he was stopped just short of the end zone. And just like that, we lost on the final play. Obviously, it was a heartbreaking loss, but we just didn't have what it took to win today. And this connected franchise is not off to the start we wanted.